Hello, children. Questions, answers, asshole consulting. Hey, crappy crap. Back again with a request about my finances this time. I watched your podcast with Chad yesterday and heard you say that you're happy about being all caught up with asshole consulting requests. Yeah, that lasted long. So week, I'm trying to get them done. Can't have you getting too happy on us. No, we can't. So I thought I'd give you some work. Want you to go over my financial situation and tell me what you would do if you were in my shoes, and tell me your opinion on my line of thinking about it. My financial bio: 30 years old, not married, no kids, live in my own house with my dog, live in a rural area just 8 miles from my job, make between 70 to 85,000 a year, depending on the amount of overtime and a bonus that year. Where have all the good men gone? The answer is, ladies, away. They've gone into the ether. We don't know. They're nowhere near us, yet all around us. Put 8% into a 401k and my company matches 7%, so I get a full match. My 401k balance is $40K. I have $80,000 between brokerage accounts, savings, and checking and cash. No consumer debt of any kind. I have a paid-for 2019 car with 16,000 miles on it. The KKB value of $20,000. I plan on running this car for a while since I only drive $8,000 to $10,000 a year. My only debt is my house, which I owe under $63,000. Just refinanced this year at 3.375. My finance, the appraisal came in to 100. Question is, what should I do with my $80,000 in cash? In addition, I have, after all contributions, taxes, and expenses, roughly $20,000 to $30,000 per cash flow, free cash flow. I figure I have 3 options, all of which include me keeping $20,000 as an emergency fund. All right, so assuming you got your $20K emergency fund, boom, this is where the rest of the money goes. Option 1, just put the remaining $60K in total stock market ETF. Keep adding every year and just dollar cost average over the years. I figure in the long run, I will average more than 3.75, even after capital gains, dividend, and taxes. Dump the $60K into mortgage principal and throw all 3 free cash, extra cash flow into extra payments. Figure I could have house paid off in about 3 to 5 years that way. I'm leaning towards that one so far. Option 3, keep stacking cash in about 3 to 5 years, pay off the mortgage in one lump sum, or if the market corrects again, to buy stocks ETF at lower prices. I've watched enough of your videos to know you'll probably pick option 2. Yeah. However, my thinking is either 1 or 3 due to one thing: liquidity. There's a big difference between paying down and paying off a mortgage. Throwing all that extra money towards a mortgage without paying off can be risky, since you still owe that same payment every month. And if you miss payments due to injury, well, that's why you get your $20,000 reserve, regardless if you have 10% or 90% equity. If you have no money, no income, pick one. Extend you on a HELOC to excess. God, Jesus, guys. Okay, you got $80,000 in cash. $20,000. Dump 60. Here's what I would do. What do you got? 130 left? Where'd it go? Where's your numbers? You have 163. That's still a significant amount. What I would do, it really is going to be option 2, but maybe throw a little bit of money into diversified portfolio of investments. Now, one thing, even before you do option number 2, do you have any silver? Do you have any cryptocurrency? No. Now, this is going to consume the majority or the lion's share of your money, but I always recommend 200 ounces of silver. All right. And you'll get some junk silver, 200 silver eagles, get some silver. That'd be one. Then also get some cryptocurrency. So you got that covered. And by the way, get some guns and some ammo if you don't have that either. So with those insurance emergency measures out of the way, you still have to deal with it. Yeah. You know what I would do? Especially now that you refinanced now, and you're early on in your amortization, I would throw the lion's share of that money into your mortgage. Let's say you got the $60,000 in your mortgage. Let's say you got $50,000 left over after you buy your silver and crypto. I would take $40,000, throw it in the mortgage, and then maybe $10,000, throw it into whatever diversified portfolio you want. Okay. Keeping in mind it can go up or down. And I understand your points and the merits that, yeah, with the stock market, with money being printed off, the market and housing prices over the long term will go up. But dude, just getting rid of that mortgage and knocking it out early is a really good idea. Could you be technically financially better off? Yes, you could. but there's no risk of paying off your mortgage. So that's what I would do. With any additional cash flow, I do like a 80-20. All right. Because with your 401k contribution, if that's being matched, you're doing that, you're already taking care of your 401k in your retirement. So there's your capital gains in the stock market taken care of. But with that mortgage, you could die with $1 left of debt. And oh my God, I'll never get $1 again in my life. Yeah, it could happen. But you can't play in fear. You got to play like you're going to live until you're 80, because you might. Statistics say. So I'd throw the lion's share of your extra cash flow into the house. And you know what? Maybe that's not a policy you have to stick to. Economic conditions and the market conditions could change. What if the stock market crashed by 50%? Well, okay, maybe you toss a little bit, maybe forget the extra principal payments. If the stock market crashed that month, you throw in the lion's share of the money there. And sure, there's nothing wrong with option 3. You stack some cash, you build up some powder, and you wait. There's nothing wrong with that. Be a little, in other words, don't just option 1, option 2, option 3. Be a little bit flexible. But I would be putting at least half of your extra cash flow into paying off your mortgage early. And the majority of the lump sum that you got now, if you're going to cash it in and get pure cash, I'd knock down your principal interest now, so you accelerate that amortization curve quickly. Don't wait 5 years. You pay it now, so that your next payments aren't just all interest on the debt. It's still some significant amount of principal reduction. Random question: every time you make fun of some generic dumb woman, you call her Tina. Did you know a Tina like that at some point in your life, or do you just do it like that name for a dumb girl laughing loud? No, the origins of, there is an origin story. I used to have a radio show, and there's a town in the Twin Cities called Edina. And back in the day, that's where all the popular rich girls came from. That has kind of changed now, where the real money is out in Wayzata, Orono, Minnetonka, Woodbury, maybe not so much that. And the joke is, Edina is every day I need attention. Another joke is, why don't women from Edina come? Because women from Edina arrive. That's just a bunch of jokes locally. But I was ranting about what would turn out to be genuinely privileged, entitled white women of the suburbs. And because Tina and Edina rhyme, I'm like, my name is Tina. I'm from Edina. I drive a Volvo. I'm majoring in sociology. And that's the origins of Tina. No offense to any women named Tina, unless you're from Edina and you drive a Volvo and you're majoring in sociology. Because then they've upgraded now to Karen. That was like almost 20 years ago that I did the radio gig. But yeah, now the Tinas have graduated to Karens, and they're postmenopausal, and nobody wants to fuck them anymore. All right, there we go. We got any super chats? No. Edina is not the ghetto, Richard. I drove through Edina not more than a week ago. It's more a commercial district now. There's a hamlet part. Okay, Richard, are you talking on France Avenue, where the mall and the Byerly's and the Trader Joe's? Oh my God, Trader Joe's. That's all commercial. If you keep going north on France, Atham looked this up, you get to the hamlet of Edina, which is this crossroads. That's where the residential area is. And that's not ghetto. That's prissy lily white liberal land. That's your limousine liberal land now. Edina. It will. Don't worry. Pillsbury Avenue was a very nice avenue. Kenwood was very nice. You give it time. I can't wait to look at the Lake of the Isles area. I can't wait to see what happens in 10 years. All right. See you guys later. Toodles.